and sister. God bless you all. I said in my mind, let's today give a chance to our brother and sister, our brother and sister in the humanity Muslim people on YouTube to answer our question. Maybe they have an answer to answer about the question because I can see a lot of text warrior in comment, a lot, a lot of text warrior in comment after I posted any video. I said in my mind, let me open it one live stream for them to see if any warrior Muslim trusting his religion, trusting his Allah's Tikbar, and he knows he worshipping who. Let's go have a discussion. Let's see if any brother and sister in a humanity Muslim people have an answer about my question. Now I will post it the link. I will post it the link in comment. Any Muslim? Only Muslim, please. God bless you all. I want only Muslim to join guest with me. There you go, the link. Mhm. Let me post the link. This is the link. Any Muslim has an answer. Come up, join guest, and answer my question if you don't mind. سلام ونعمة أخواتي أخوتي رب يحفظكم. Okay, so now I'm waiting. Any brother and sister has an answer? Today my question is, guys, and I will prove everything for you. But just I'm waiting to brother and sister join before I start my topic, my question. Just waiting. God bless you, brother and sister. Share the live. Smash Allah on the screen with the heart, like, and smash Allah with the sharing the live everywhere to start our topic. سلام ونعمة كل أخوتي وأخواتي الناطقين بالعربية. أظن حضراتكم بتفهموا الموضوع اللي بفتحه أنا بالإنجليزي. ربي يبارك حياتكم. God bless you all, brother and sister. And the question is today. Always, when you ask any Muslim, anyone, if you ask him about why you are a Muslim, he will tell you, because you're worshiping one God. What? I am a Muslim because I worshiping one God. But your answer doesn't make any sense. Those, the time of Moses, according to Islam, I'm talking, the time of Moses, those worshiping only Pharaoh, those is true religion too. When the Pharaoh told him, I am God, worship me. And the people in Egypt, some of people in Egypt start worshiping Pharaoh. One God. Pharaoh is one God. So do you saying also those is a true religion according to you, brother and sister and humanity Muslim people? Absolutely not. So the Muslim worshipping only one God? Absolutely not. That is lie. That is lie. That is not a truth. Now today the topic is to prove for you that is not the truth. That is lie. By which way? Because this topic needed a lot of live stream to prove it. Because a lot of point. But today I will start from first point is what's the difference between Islam religion and the pagan Arab religion during Muhammad time and before Muhammad? What's the difference between both? Hmm? The Arab pagan, Muhammad relative, used to be traveling to visit the black box, black stone, for circling around the black stone, stoning a stone, kissing a stone, right? So the Arab pagan before Islam used to be traveling to visit the black stone for worshipping on God, circling around the black stone 7 times, kissing the stone, and stoning the stone. There is no difference. What the difference between both? Copy paste, copy paste, right? Today I will prove it to you, brother and sister. Muhammad used to be have inside his room, Aisha room. When I said Aisha room, which means after he claimed to be prophet, right? When I said Aisha room, which means after he claimed to be prophet. Good. So after Muhammad claimed to be prophet, he used to be have statue in his room and pictures in his room and a statue on the front door. Which picture, which statue? He used to be have same picture, Allahu Akbar, I'm using always. He used to be have same statue, Allahu Akbar, I'm using always. And the bomb now, I will tell you the bomb. The bomb is Muhammad used to be have a picture of Mother Mary and Jesus Christ, and he used to be have statue in Mother Mary and Jesus Christ. That is big bomb to Islamic Dawah. That is big bomb. Why? Because always Islamic Dawah handicap worshipper attacking Christianity and specifically Apostle Church, and they're saying you worshiping statue, right? That is the Dawah guy claim. But when you prove it to him, no, your Prophet Muhammad also used to be have statue of Mother Mary and a statue of Jesus Christ in his room, and picture of Jesus Christ and picture of Mother Mary in his room. At that time you will shock him. Why? Because if he claimed the Apostle Church worshipping a statue, which means he proved it to everybody Muhammad worshipping statue. Right? I will prove everything slowly today for you, but I'm wondering to have discussion, clear, what we call conversation with respect with the brother and sister Dawa Muslim people. Let me prove first of all one thing for you, brother and sister. Let me prove one thing, and we will go slowly, point by point. Any Muslim who wanna join guest, you can see the link. I just put it the link there if you wanna answer my question. Let's go together, brother and sister. This is Islamic website in Arabic language, durar.net. .net. Durar.net. I just use Google Chrome for I translate because you never found it in English language. Never ever. Because the handicap worshipper scaring to translate everything. And this is Sunni website. Sunni website. Authentic website. Scholar use it. Okay. Let's go to the hadith directly now. The hadith is narrated Abu Hurairah, updated Al-Albani, Sahih Abi Dawud, page number 4158, summary of update, true, which means authentic, Sahih. Let's see the hadith, what they said. The hadith said, Gabriel, peace be behind him, came to me, which means Muhammad talking here, right? Gabriel, peace be behind him, came to me and said to me, I came to you yesterday. I came to you yesterday, and nothing prevented me from entering except that there were a statue on the door. Bo, 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 bo. Goal, Surya. See? That there were statues on their door, on the door. Okay, so Muhammad have a statue in front door? Yes, man, come on. Yes. And there was keratin in the house with statues in it. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So Muhammad has pictures, statues, inside house, and the front door. Okay. Ooh, wow, nice. And there was a dog in the house. So pass by the head of the statue that is in the house, and will be cut up so that it becomes like the shape of a tree. Pass by the curtain and let it be cut off, and let two outcast pillows be made from it to settle down, and pass by the dog and let it be taken out. So the messenger, look here, so the messenger of Allah, peace be behind him, did so. Did so, which means, did so, which means he cut off the head of a statue. He cut off the head of his statue when he have it in his room and the front door. Right? Did so. And when Hassan's dog, or Hussein's, was under a table of theirs, he ordered to be taken out. From Sahih Abi Dawud. So there, Muhammad have a statue inside house and a front door. And he has a picture also. Right? He has a picture inside house too. I can see some handicap worshiper here on a text. Ismail Omar, if you are a man enough and trusting your Prophet Muhammad, not worshipping the statue, and he doesn't have a statue in his house and the front door, click on the link and come join guest with me. Yalla. Till I bring the other hadith. The other hadith, guys, you will shock them. You will you will see the Muslim handicap worshiper crying. The other hadith. Let's see. We have a customer. Hello? 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 Are you there? Mr. Muslim? Mr. Muslim? You are not talking? Say bye to the camera. So why Muhammad and what kind of statue Muhammad have it in his house? I want to understand. What kind of statue Muhammad have it in his house and the front door? Hmm. What are you trying to do?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh,
Are you
hi,
Muslim?
Ahmed.
Alhamdulillah, Jesus.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Are you Muslim? Alhamdulillah, Jesus.
I'm not Christian, but I'm not Muslim either. However, I just want you to clarify something for me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you, if Muhammad did have these Christian icon in his house, does that mean, are you saying Muhammad was Christian or he believed in Jesus as God?
Muhammad start believing Jesus and Jesus Christ is a God 13 years.
So,
Muhammad used
yeah,
to be Christian 13 years in Mecca. After Waraqa bin Nawfal died
yeah,
and Khadija died, he created a new religion. He copy pasted his religion from the heresy, from Nestorius, from Abionian, from Sabellius, and from Talmud, and from Old Testament and New Testament, and from also some authors in Arab at that time, like Muslim ibn Habib, Amru al Qais, and he copied and he created a new religion for himself.
was Khadija Christian?
Khadija, there is no sources to prove
Okay.
she is literally Christian, but her cousin, he's a pastor, a Christian pastor.
Waraka, right? Waraka.
Waraqa bin Nawfal, yes.
Was there a church in Mecca?
Yes, a lot. Do you know, I prove it. This Kaaba, black stone today, used to be a Syrian church.
I'm not familiar with that.
I prove it in Arabic language. I think I made the small topic also in English. I'm not sure if I made it or not. If I will double check today. If I didn't do it, I will do it.
Mm-hmm.
I will prove to everybody this Kaaba today, Mecca, in Mecca, this Kaaba, this box, black stone,
Yeah.
used to be a Syrian church. The real one, the real black box in Petra, in Jordan, not in Mecca. The real one in Jordan.
So would the Christians living in Mecca refer to God as Allah as well,
No,
or they had different name for
no, no.
Christian God?
Elohim. Or in Arabic, we said today, Al-Rab or Al-Ilah.
So when you
But
made,
let me tell you about Allah.
mm-hmm.
And why the Christian, Arab Christian, some use this name.
Yeah, I had a question about that. Yes, please tell me.
Yes. Okay. So now I am now Canadian, right? But
Mm-hmm.
my background is Arab, right?
Okay.
So my culture is Arab, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm in Canada. So I'm able to follow the culture of Canadian here, right? That not mean I am a relative or my background is Canadian, right?
Okay.
If I follow some, in for example, some point or something, the culture of this country use it, that not mean my background from this country, right? Same thing. I will come back to the Arab Christian for you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
The Arab Christian using Arabic language. Why? Because under sword. We should now, because the population of Arab is more than Christian. And at that time, the Arabic language using Arabic language mix between Aramaic and Nabatiya Shamaliya. Nabati, north of Nabati. Nabati coming from Aramaic too. But the Arab use it. And when you use it together, for example, one
Mm-hmm.
Assyrian, live with a Christian country, English country, he will use which language? English language for communicate with the other, right?
Makes sense. Yeah.
In a school, in a job, with a friend, right? He has to use English language for communicate, right?
Yeah.
So after 3 or 4 offspring from his kids, they will be normal speaking English, right? They will
Yeah.
thinking their culture is English there in this country, right? But
Mm-hmm.
why? Because they're using same language to communicate together. So now, if, for example, now we speaking English, right?
Correct.
If I told you I worship Khuda, do you wanna understand me?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so I have to say I worship God
Yes. Now I understand.
because the God name familiar to you. You understand it. What
Mm-hmm.
I mean. You understand what I mean. But that not mean I worshiping same God you worship. Got it?
I got it. So I want so clarify for me. When an Arab reads the Bible in Arabic, Gospel of John, are they using
We have 2 or 3 fake translation.
so which one is correct for you?
We use always ilah,
Ilah. Okay.
ilah, or we use Rab.
I see.
Those good translation. But the other translation made it for the Arab speakers, which
For
means now
convenience. Okay.
I'm an Arab relate native,
Mm-hmm.
right? For I when I read it, I understand who's worshiping who here.
I see.
So if I read, for example, give it name, any name, because I didn't understand what you're talking about, right? Like I told you now, Khuda, you didn't understand I'm talking about what. You or maybe you were thinking, what do you mean he worshiping Khuda? I think he worshiping a statue or devil, right? But if I
That's right.
told you I worshiping God because you understand this word meaning creator, because you understand that.
That's right.
And the
Same language.
Christian always the Islam religion attacking Christianity and saying those is polytheists, those is polytheists, those is polytheists. So for I save my blood and I save my kids' blood, and we can share together job, living together, at least under the, now we have a democracy in some countries, not under Sharia law, but
Yep.
before you can't leave. You have to pay the jizya. There is no democracy, no government there, no parliament, nothing. Under Sharia law, everything. So they should using Allah word. For you didn't see him his difference, which means those polytheists. For example, in a street or in a job, we working together. And this population, all this country population using Allah name. If I said I'm worshiping Jesus Christ, nobody can work with me. They will stay far from me, away from me, never share with me food, eat anything, not even job. Why? Because misunderstanding are worshipping who? Not from their language.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can you
when I
clarify?
said I worshipping, like in English, when I said I worship God, خلاص, you will
Yeah.
understand I worshipping who? Creator. Same thing. The
Can you
other
clarify?
example, now how many religion in English side we have? How many gods? A lot,
Yeah.
right? A lot of religion, a lot
A
of
lot of
gods.
things. Yeah.
But all of them saying we worshipping God, right? But that not mean all of them one religion, worshipping same God,
Do
right?
Muslim do Muslims believe that the Gospels that Waraka was reading are the perfect, uncorrupted Injil? Is that what Muslims believe?
Okay, let me explain at this point. Big difference between Islam and Muslims.
Okay. Yeah.
Islam meaning Muhammad and Allah and scholar,
Okay.
companion, sorry. Muslim meaning the handicap worshipper today attacking Christianity.
Okay.
Those not looking for truth. If you show him the truth, they never accept it. Why? Because looking for mut'ah, dingy dingy, and money. That's all.
Okay.
But if you go to the Islamic books, I will prove it to you. Those books, the gospel,
Mm-hmm.
gospel, four gospels, even
Yeah.
the messages of Paul, authentic. I will prove it to you from Quran. The Bible, the Bible, complete Bible is authentic book, is Allah word, never been changed. But Quran never claimed the Bible was being changed. Never. From the first surah till the end, no one verse claimed the Bible was being changed. I challenge all the Arab speakers to prove to me. I don't care about the English side, the liars, because the English side didn't understand the Arabic language clearly. And the Quran is in English side, is not Quran, is opinion of scholar. So we are going about something is not real. Got it?
Yeah. If
So on
they.
English side,
Yeah.
no, let me
Mm-hmm.
continue. I didn't
Yeah.
finish yet,
Please.
but I'm
Yeah. Go ahead.
asking if you got it or not.
I understand. I'm following.
In English side, we don't have a Quran. That is not Quran. Okay, I'm not talking with you, Sherry. Come on. Okay, in English side is not Quran. We don't have a Quran. We have opinion of scholars,
Mm-hmm.
which means haram, akbar haram, the big mistake. You will go to the hellfire if you translate Quran literally from Arabic to English. Why? Because Allah, His language is Arabic. When you translate, the English side will using English language to pray. They will use English language. They never use Arabic language anymore, which means you make Allah liar. You're literally saying Allah liar. Why? Because Allah claimed it. He said, we send this Quran in Arabic language for you understanding. Me understanding. When you translate to other language, they were reading in English, which means delete this verse. We don't use it anymore. Right?
Mm-hmm.
For that, haram to translate Quran literally to other languages. First point. Let's go back to the original Quran in Arabic language, my mother tongue.
Okay.
I said, I claim this and I challenge, not just only claim, I challenge any sheikh, any dawah, any Muslim to prove me wrong. Or come to debate with me about this point. In Arabic language, not even having verse said literally the Bible was being corrupted. No. The word, the letters in the Bible, according Quran, is authentic. But only one point. He said the interpretation is corrupted.
Okay.
Allah said, Allah said in Quran, the Jewish and the Christian corrupted the interpretation, not the letters, not the word, not the chapters, not the book. You got it?
Yeah, that's not unreasonable. There are heretic groups in the Christian and the Jews, but you're saying that the scholars and the Muslim twist it and make it against the Christians and Jews
Yes. Scholars today, I can
today.
prove it. Let me authenticate it, the Bible for you from one book. You will shock now. You will shock. From who? Which one must authentic interpretation of Islamic now today in English side? Ibn Kathir, right? Always using Ibn Kathir, right? Let me
Yeah.
show you from Ibn Kathir. Look, Ibn Kathir, what he said in his book, The Beginning and the End, his history and interpretation book. Ibn Kathir, he had something beautiful in his book, and I will translate to English for you. Give me just a minute.
Yep.
I have it authentic book in my house. I have it authentic. Sorry, physical book. Sorry, Mr. Okay, this is Sifat Isa. Yes. Let me open it from Google Chrome for translation. Translate. Good. Where is my teacher stick? Come on. Look here, brother. This, the beginning and the end from Ibn Kathir. This is Turkish version.
Mm.
The copy. The copy. The copy. But the book name is The Beginning and the End from Ibn Kathir. This is Islamic website. Shamila.ws. I use Google Translate. Okay. Now we will go to somewhere crazy. I want you to read it. Okay.
So,
Ibn Jarir, from here, Ibn Jarir mentioned it on the authority of Muhammad ibn Ishaq. Go ahead, brother.
that Jesus, peace be upon him, before he was exalted. Uh, one second. Instructed the disciples to call the people to worship God alone, with no partner. And each one of them was appointed to a group of people in one of the regions. And each one of them was appointed.
Here,
Oh,
here, here.
sorry. Of,
Sorry. Yeah.
of the Levant, the East, and the countries of the West. They mentioned that every
Everyone.
every, every one of them began to speak the language of those to whom Christ sent him. More than one person mentioned that the gospel was transmitted from uh, was
By, by, by
him by
for.
four people: Luke, Matthew, Mark, and John. There is a great deal of discrepancy between these four gospels in relation to each version and copy, and many additions and omissions in relation to the original. Okay, and these four.
Okay, let's go to next page. Let me translate. Yes. Translate already. Go ahead.
One second. Two of them were those who recognized and saw Christ, namely Matthew and John, and two of them were his friends. God knows they are Mark and Luke. Um,
Among the
along
people.
along the people of Damascus who believed in Christ and believed him and believed him was
Man called
a man called. We entered, and he was hidden in a cave inside the eastern door,
close
close to the crucifixion church, out of fear of Paul and the Jew who was a tyrant. Okay, Paul was
and tyrant.
and tyrant who hated Christ. And when he brought him, he had shaved his nephew's
Nephew.
head nephew's head when he believed in Christ. And he took him around the country. Are they talking about Muhammad here? Or
No, he talking about the Paul. Muhammad, he
Paul did
talking
this?
about the Paul.
Oh, interesting. Okay, okay.
So the Muslim today talking about the Paul, saying the Paul made the Christianity, made Muhammad liar. When
Okay.
they're saying Paul, he created the Christianity, they're saying Muhammad is liar because Muhammad here explain it about Paul, right?
Oh, Muhammad is speaking here? Is it?
Yes, I sure from the beginning he said, peace be behind him, said, right?
How does he know?
Because copy paste from, because he used to be Christian.
But he's like 500 years later, right?
Yeah, after, look, because he read the gospel. I will tell you how did he know. I will tell you. But now continue.
Okay. Um,
So took around the country and then
and then and then stoned him until he died. May
to
God
who?
have
To his nephew, because
his
he believed
nephew.
in Christ. Yes.
May God have mercy on him. When Paul heard that Christ's peace be upon him was heading towards Damascus, he prepared his mules and went out to kill him. They met him at a star when he confronted the companions of Christ. An angel came to him and struck him in the face with the tip of his, his wing, blinding him. When he saw that, he decided to believe Christ. So he came to him and he apologized for what he did. He believed in him, so he accepted him and asked him to wipe his eyes. May God restore his sight, he said. Go to your neighborhood in Damascus at the end of the rectangular market from,
Let's go next page. Just only this page and enough.
sure, the east. It is calling for you. So he came to him and called, and his sight was restored. And Paul's faith in Christ, peace be upon him, improved, that he was the servant of God and his messenger. And a church was built for him in the name of eh. It is the famous Paul Church in Damascus from the time when the companions, may God be pleased with them, conquered it until it was destroyed in the time that we will mention, if
So
Almighty
yes.
Allah wants.
Okay, now from this book.
Well, Paul was someone who was trying to attack the Christians, but
No,
then
I,
on
I'm
his
not. I'm
way
not
to
asking about this.
oh,
No,
okay, what's
we're
your
talking
question?
about specific point because right. So here he authenticated the book for you, right?
So this is Muhammad
He tell you,
speaking.
yes. Did Muhammad tell you the four author of Gospels: Mark,
Yeah,
Luke, John, and Matthew.
it's
And
very
he told
detailed.
you about, and he tell you about the story of Paul. He used to be attacking Christianity. Even he unalived his nephew because he believed in Christ. And after Christ came to him,
Yeah.
he believed in him and he made a church in Damascus. So now if any Muslim said Paul he created Christianity, What we should call him? Muhammad is liar, right?
Yeah, his account wasn't very like it was pretty accurate. The story.
If if anyone now today he tell me Paul created Christianity, I have to tell him, thank you, you proved to me Muhammad is liar.
Where was this text from?
The beginning and the end from Ibn Kathir.
I see.
If
Okay,
you
so
go
what?
back after we finish this live stream, come back
Yeah.
to see the source from the beginning.
So what is the opinion of Muslim Islamic scholars on this book?
They didn't read like this books.
Oh, okay.
They didn't read like this book. I guarantee for you. If they read like this book, they will confuse it like those coward Dawah when I debate with him. Always confusing, crying, trying to patch it. Why? Because they didn't read it, the books. I read it. I told brother Sam in my testimony. I told him I read it more than 600 books, Islamic books. Not even those. I read the history books too, and I read the what we call the Arab history books too. Let me connect the headphone. I will come back. Stay with me.
Yeah, sure. I can hear you.
Didn't connect it. No problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
my
can hear
voice
you.
is clear.
Can you clarify? So,
Okay.
according to Ibn Kathir and this book you showed me, what year did Muhammad say this? Was this
During when he was in Mecca,
is this before the angel Gabriel came to him, or is this after?
after he
After.
claimed Angel Gabriel came to him, because
Oh,
before he used to be pagan. Before
I see.
before he claimed, look, Muhammad, he used to be following three different religion, two different
Okay.
religion. First of all, he used to be following his relative religion, which means um, prostrate to the idols, sacrifice animal for the idols, and used to be worshiping his idol one time in a year in a cave.
Mm,
One time during Ramadan time, he used to be went to the cave, worshiping his statue there lonely in the darkness. Same as all pagan. I can prove it from Islamic books. Same as all pagan during Muhammad time. Like for example, his grandfather Abdul Muttalib. Abdul Muttalib, he used to be worshipping his statue one time a year in a cave. So normal every day they prostrate worshipping, but the to visit cave one time a year, stay all that month
mm.
there, and came back during Ramadan time. So Ramadan coming from where? From the pagan. Copy
I thought he
paste.
was trying to copy the Jew fasting, or similar to the Jewish
No,
traditions.
no,
No?
no.
Interesting.
He copied from the pagan, from his pagan religion. I can prove it for you from history books, Arabic history books, Islamic history books, interpretation of Islamic books. I can prove it for you. Let me see. I will show you one hadith from biography. I will show you from biography of Muhammad, and we will use also translation because the scholars of Islam scaring to translate the the books to the English. Scaring. If they're translating the book to the English, you will never see any Muslim today in West side, in West country. I guarantee for you. But they're scaring to translate. Um, أخبار مكة للفاكهي. Let's see this book. Okay. I made more than 2,300 research. More than.
Can you clarify something? So I'm just searching here. It says Ibn Kathir died in the year 1373. So what? How did Ibn Kathir know Muhammad said those things about
Same as our
Paul?
religion. Same as our religion. On the authority of Tell Muhammad.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me open this biography book. See. Oh man, where is? I lost it again. Okay, there's a link. Let me open it. This is from biography of Muhammad from Burhanuddin Halabi. Biography of Muhammad. Let me translate, and you will read it now for me to make sure. The pagan used to be visiting cave during Ramadan time and fasting month. Okay, so here Aleppo biography we called Asir al-Halabiyya book. إنسان العيون, The Man and the Eye, in biography of Al-Amin wal-Ma'mun from Nuruddin al-Halabi. Part 1, page 339. Now I want you to read from On the Authority.
On the authority of
Bin
Ubayyid
Umayr,
ibn Umayr, may God be pleased with him. Quote, the
messenger,
messenger of God, may God's
peace be behind
prayers
him, used
be
to.
spend used to spend uh, a month in Hira every
Here,
year.
Hira meaning cave, Hira. Cave.
O-
The name of
Okay,
cave, Hira.
a
Okay.
month in Hira every year, and that was something that the Quraysh practiced. Perjury during the pre-Islamic era. During where am I?
Meaning
Meaning those who uh, imitated oh imitated among them. That
that
is
is
the first of the Quraysh to pre- perjure themselves uh, in in it was his grandfather, Muhammad's
peace be
grandfather,
behind him,
Al
Abdul
Mutalib.
Muttalib. And
Abdul
Ibn
Mutalib.
al-Asir, yes, Abdul Muttalib.
Uh-huh.
As Ibn al-Asir said, the
The
first
first
person, yes,
to prejure themselves in Hira was Abd al Mutalib. When the month of Ramadan began, he would go up to Hira and feed the poor. Then he
he
was
was
followed in what way? In that way by those who were idolizing him. Okay, that is, he would worship like Waraka bin Nawfal and Abu Umayyah bin al Mugahara.
Mughayra, al-Mughayra.
Mughayra. Uh,
Done.
the
This is next. So now, till now, what do you
okay.
understand from here? We
Uh,
understand from here, not Muhammad is not first one, used to be entered to cave Hira. And Muhammad, he practicing from the pagan Quraysh. And his grandfather used to be went to the cave Hira, right? Even at that time, Waraq bin Nawfal also he is a pagan.
okay. Okay. So he's pagan as well.
Yes, but Waraq bin Nawfal become Christian
Uh
and
huh.
be a pastor after practicing. before Muhammad. See, Ramadan
Mm-hmm.
from the pagan came.
I
See?
see. I see.
So, which means anything, brother, anything I told you, anything, I can prove it for you directly from
So
Islamic books.
the word Ramadan is older than the Quran, for example.
Yeah. The Quran coming from where? Quran coming, like I told you,
Y-
literally.
Yeah.
So, let me give you one example.
Uh huh.
If we go to Sahih al Bukhari, write it down. Sahih, Sahih al Bukhari, chapter 1, the revelation, hadith number 3. You can see Waraqa bin Nawfal. He is a blind person. He is a Christian pastor. He used to be translate the gospel from Hebrew to Arabic.
Mm, uh,
Let me give you one more thing. Let me give you one more thing.
yeah.
Authentic hadith. Muhammad, he used to be one time, he asked his companion, Zayd, he told him, learn Aramaic and Hebrew because I receive a books. I don't want anybody to read it. What kind of books in Hebrew and Aramaic during that time Muhammad want to translate?
I see here. He would write from the gospel in Hebrew as much as Allah wished him to write.
See?
Baraka knew Hebrew. He knew Hebrew.
Waraqa bin Nawfal, yes, he is a Abunion. Waraqa bin Nawfal, he is Jewish. He's Abunion.
Baraka's
He's
Jewish.
heresy. Yeah, he's heresy Christian.
Interest. Okay.
Yeah,
Is
he's Abunion.
Khadijah's not Jewish?
Yeah,
She's
she's
Jewish too.
cousin. She's cousin. She's
Okay.
cousin of Waraqa. How can the cousin not be like a same relative? It doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah. So,
Interesting. Okay.
so brother, always. So now, no, no. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. You will now shocked. I promise you. You will shock now. So always, I said it from the beginning about this point. Today we open live stream. Um, today the Dawah people always talking about the Apostles' Church,
Mm-hmm.
Catholic Orthodox. Why? They're saying those worshiping pictures, worshiping statues, right?
They say
Why?
that. I hear
Yes,
that.
the Muslims. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have in a church like a picture or a statue, right?
Yeah.
But let me show you. Let me show you here what Muhammad teach his companion to do. Let me bring my teacher stick. You will shock now. Let me show- I will show you a lot of stuff today. This is the
Mecca
book
and
of
use book.
Meccan News by Al Azraqi, Part 1, page 169. Muhammad bin Yahya informed me on the authority of a person, trustworthy person, on the authority of Ibn Ishaq, on the authority of Hakim ibn Abid ibn Hanif, on and other scholars that it was confirmed, yes, she had placed images in the Kaaba in which were Jesus images in Kaaba in the box black stone
Mm.
images of who? Jesus, son of Mary, and Mary, peace be upon him. Ibn Shuhaib said, Asma bint Shaqr said, a woman from Ghassan performed Hajj. She went to visit Blackstone, right?
Okay.
Performed Hajj. Among the Arabs, And when she saw the image of Mary in the Kaaba, inside, not outside, inside, in
Okay.
the Kaaba, she said, may my father and mother be what?
Sacrificed for
For
you.
you. You are an Arab. So the messenger of Allah commanded,
Uh
may
huh.
peace be behind him too. Erase those images except what?
For the images of Jesus and Mary.
Boom. Why Muhammad leave the image of Mary and Jesus inside Kaaba?
So it says she had placed images. Who's the she? Is this?
This lady, Asma
Oh,
bint Shakr.
okay. And Muhammad was happy about that or not? He
Yeah,
was
he said erase this images except what?
images for Jesus and Mary.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
let's.
show you now. Let me show you inside Muhammad house and the front door. Inside house, images and a statue when he was married Aisha after he claimed he is a prophet.
Mm-hmm.
After he
Yeah.
said he is a prophet
After.
and he received revelation, oh peace be upon me, oh blah blah blah. He still has a statue in his room, in Aisha
Is
room,
this
and
is this a
and he has a
story of the
picture.
angel not wanting to come in the house?
Yes,
Is that the story?
yes,
Yeah.
it's authentic story.
Okay. I don't know. It's all confusing.
For that, brother, for that we came to Christ, because only one He is a true living God is Christ.
Mm.
Look, Jesus Christ, He didn't ask anything for Himself, nothing, everything for you. Even He came for you. Didn't ask to donate for Him, didn't ask to help Him, didn't ask to give Him, didn't ask to do for Him anything. But Muhammad even use Allah. Muhammad use Allah for His private part. Go open with me chapter 33, verse 37. He used Allah to sleep with his adopted son's wife. In verse 50, he used Allah to sleep with his auntie, Khawla bint Hakim al-Salamiyya. He used Quran, used Allah to sleep with his auntie, mother, sister, Khawla bint Hakim. Big difference between devil asking for himself and to God. Jesus, he said, ask me, I will give you. I will support you. You will be mute. I will support you. I will help you. Muhammad, Allah, what he said? If you lend Allah a good loan, He will multiply it for you. If you support Allah, Allah will support you. If you fight in the way of Allah, Allah, He loves those who die in the way of Allah. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون. Do not say those who was being killed in the name of Allah, those dies. And Muhammad said, if one day pass on you and you didn't fight in the way of Allah, and even if you are a poor, think about it. If you didn't think you wanna fight in the way of Allah, or if you didn't fight in the way of Allah in your money, or in your kids, or in your blood, if you die, you are a hypocrite. Fire. Imagine killer. But Jesus Christ, what he said? He said, ask, will give you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, however, two or three praying in my name, I will be between him. He said also, do not ask what do you eat, because our Father, He knows what do you need to eat. Just ask for heaven. Jesus Christ said that. Jesus Christ said, He said, He is waiting in your heart door and He knocking the door. But Muhammad, what he said? Fight those do not believe in the Allah and practicing Allah religion among the people of scriptures. Tell, pay the jizya, submit you willingly or unwillingly, or convert to Islam. But Jesus Christ, he said, look, Jesus Christ said, I came for the sinner. Allah, he used the sinner to destroy the city. Let me give you this verse. For that we came to Christ. I did a lot of research before I came to Christ. A lot. 1 year. I spent 1 year to search. I used to be after left Islam. I used to be atheist. After I
Mm.
left Islam, I'd be atheist. I don't believe
Yeah.
anything. There is no God. I did my own research. Let me show you this verse in Quran. إذ أردنا أن نهلك قرية أمرنا مترفيها ففسقوا فيها فحق القول عليهم فدمرناها تدميرا. Chapter 17 verse 16. 17 بني إسرائيل 16. ما شاء الله. Look, depending the fake translation, no problem. There is a chapter 17 verse 16. And when we will, or when we desire to
Mm-hmm.
destroy a city, we commanded it is man who live at ease, which means wealthy people. He commanded to wealthy people, sinners, and they commit ungodliness and godliness
Mm-hmm.
therein, then the word is realized against it, and we destroy it utterly. So Allah, if He wanna, here in Arabic, very clear. وَإِذْ أَرَدْنَا أَن نُهْلِكَ قَرْيَةٍ أَمَرْنَا مُتْرَ فِيهَا فَفَسَقُوا فِيهَا فَحَقَّ عَلَيْهَا الْقَوْلَ فَدَمَّرْنَاهَا تَدْمِيرًا. If Allah wishes, if He, thinking, you know what? Let me destroy the cities. Yes. How can I destroy the city? Let me send the sinners, the wealthy people, the stinky people. Let me send him to play game there, and I will destroy all the city with the kids, babies, women, and that doesn't matter. Animals, trees, fruit, and it doesn't matter. He want to destroy it. He wishes to destroy it. How can he destroy it? He uses sinners. But Jesus Christ, he said, I came for the sinners.
Mm.
Always, always Muslim dawah lying on one point in a Bible. Always. Why? Because English side don't know anything about the culture in Arab and the culture of Jewish. Because culture of Jewish very close from Arab culture, very close. They're playing game on which verse in Old Testament, First Samuel chapter 15, chapter 3, I think, or verse 15. Always playing game on this point. They're saying, look, your God asking to kill the innocent, the children, the babies. He commanded. He take it as a literally, but he don't know
Mm-hmm.
the language. We as Arab, same as Jewish. In our culture, we have a language of war, different language of conversation, different of language of love. Big difference. So, for example, if I have relationship with some lady, I have a specific language to communicate with her.
Sure.
In a war, I have a specific language to use it in a war.
Mm-hmm.
In communication, like in a street, in public, we have
Yeah.
another different language and a culture to use it. In the books, in classic Arabic, also we have a language to use it. Even writing, even in writing, we have three different language we use it. If anyone not from this culture never understand. So now in Arabic, let me tell you one example, and I will give you the proof now from the Bible. Me and as a Syrian, we always using the word "he killed me." He killed me. He he killed me. We are
Mm-hmm.
not using he attacked me. He forced me. We
Mm,
are not using he insult beat me. We're using kill.
I see. It's
This
just a way of
ask
talking.
ask ask anyone he don't know you ask about religion because he will lie on you. Ask any Muslim don't know anything. Don't tell him you asking about religion. Tell him I heard one from Syria. He said we're using this language like that. Is that real? He will tell you yes. For example, in Aleppo, Syria, I said for if I wanna fight with anybody, I will tell him أنا جاي أقتلك. I came to analyze you, but that not literally, which means I came to fight with you.
Mm-hmm.
For example, he said, "Man, they destroy my house. They destroy my family. Why? Because I lose my job." Uh-uh. We use that. Destroy my house because I lose my job. That language we use it, right? So the Muslim today trying to saying no, this is literal to deceive the people in a way. They're lying. They're lying the dawah. The proof where in chapter 15 he said analyze the babies, right? Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Let me give you the proof. He said analyze the baby, which means if we take this verse literally, if we take this verse literally, we should not see any one of those culture in the future, right?
Which one are you talking specifically? Chapter 15.
First, First Samuel,
Okay.
First Samuel 15, when he talk about the Malachites,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I'm searching. Okay. I'm listening.
Yes, when they said the God ordered to unalive even the kids, the babies, the animals. Let me bring it because in English, I'm a little bit weak.
Yeah, I see. Go attack the Amalekites and totally destroy all
Yes,
that belongs to them. Do not spare them. Put to death men, women, children, infants, cattle. This is 15. Yeah.
bravo.
I see.
If we take it this verse literally, which means we shouldn't see any people of those Malachite in the future, right?
Sure. If they're all dead, yeah,
Which
of
means,
course.
which means, if I take this commandment literally, even the babies I have to unalive them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, which means there is no more Malachite after that, right?
Yeah.
If
Based
you
on what you're
go now
saying.
after 700 years, look to chapter 30. Go to chapter 30, read it from the beginning, two verses. Enough.
Chapter.
Same, First Samuel chapter 30.
Oh, sorry. 1 second. I was reading verse 30. Okay. David and his men reached Ziklag on the third day. Now the Amalekites had raided the Negev and Ziklag. They had attacked Ziklag and burned it, and had taken captive the women and everyone else in it, both young and old. They killed none of them, but carried them off as they went on their way. So they killed
So we
none of
still
them.
so we still have a Malachite here and fighting and attacking also.
My understanding is this is a very almost like a specific historical description of what
No,
happened.
but the
Yeah.
meaning there in
Yes.
15 meaning destroy the fighters. Like the language I use it in a culture I told you about it.
Yes, but when we look at this, we look at a specific thing. Well, I think in the Quran, it's not specific. It's general and forever. Correct?
In Quran, you don't have spiritual verses.
Spiritual
Everything,
verses.
yes, everything is literal in Quran. Everything literal in Quran. Even Allah, even Allah is a physical. Why? Because Allah doesn't have a spirit, and He has a part of body. He has a right hand, one foot, five fingers, tongue. ears, eye, waist, moving. So Allah has a physical part of body, but doesn't have a spirit. For that, we never use a spiritual meaning in Quran.
Mm-hmm.
Only in the Bible. Only in the Bible. And in Islam, you don't have spiritual meaning. You don't have spiritual meaning. You don't have it. Why? Because also we have the hadith. The hadith, he completed the religion. The hadith is using sometimes for interpretation and for understanding Quran and upgraded Quran. And we take religion from hadith too. So there is nothing we call a spiritual in Islam.
I
Everything
never
literal.
I never understood why or on how do they justify hadith abrogating Quran? I never understood that.
I made one topic on it. You can see it.
Okay.
But long, short story, let me tell you short. We have one verse in Quran. Um, if I pass away and I left properties and money,
Mm,
and my father and mother is alive, if they will receive it from me, what we called it, inheriting,
sure, inheritance, yes.
inheritance. So we have a verse in Quran. He
Yeah.
said, he said, because my father and mother already they inheritance me, right? If I die. In
Okay.
Quran, he said, the father and mother inheritance the son. And Muhammad, he came, what he said in hadith, La wasiyata li warith. So which means, if I will write down before I die, if I will write down before I die, I will write down all my properties, what we called. If
What
I
you
write
own?
it down, all
Yes.
my properties going to that guy. So this statement, what we called in English,
A will, a will.
a will. So Muhammad, he said, there is no will for the inheritance people, which means
Oh.
he upgraded verse of Quran. We read it in Quran, but not usable anymore.
Oh, Quran says there's will, Muhammad says no will? Or Allah says will, Muhammad says no will?
Allah says will,
Allah
Muhammad
says
says no will.
okay. That's
Yes, it's authentic hadith.
mm.
So which
And what
means the scholar said
yeah.
this hadith upgraded the verse.
So which one do Muslims follow? Will or no will?
Well, should
So they follow Quran, not hadith, usually?
should follow Muhammad. He said no will for the inheritance. So should following that.
I
Muhammad said
see. Okay.
yes.
Ah, interesting.
For that we said la wasiyata li warith, which means upgraded the verse from Quran. First point. Second point. If we read the Quran lonely, we never understand it. We need what? Hadith to understand it. For that, we have more than 90,000 Islamic books to explain it one book.
And you know the Quran has the tafsir interpretations, right? Do they
Yes, that's a
contradict each other? Do the interpretations
yes,
contradict each other?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And we have one no one what we call knowledge. They're studying the scholars.
Mm.
One one thing or one grade. They're studying the scholars. We call the they're studying
Mm.
this knowledge. Like in the school, they teach you math and writing and reading,
Yeah.
right? Each class specific, right? This class contradiction of the interpretation they're studying in Sharia law. scholars.
So how do Muslims pick a interpretation?
Pick and choose.
So half here, half there, or a little bit here, a little bit
Pick and
there.
choose. Pick and choose. Whatever you want. Pick and choose. Now you, someone he ask you question. Pick and
Yeah,
choose to answer. No problem. If you wanna lie, no problem. You can lie. Pick and choose. If enemy of Allah
mm.
ask you question, if you want, you can lie too. No problem. And pick and choose the interpretation. Which one you like it, choose it. Depending the conversation. Welcome to Islam. Cherry pick.
So okay,
For that, for that, for example, we're talking about the 1 point.
yeah,
Muslim came to me and we're talking about 1 point. And I bring from one scholar authentic hadith. And he will tell me, no, this hadith is da'if. From same scholar.
I've heard this kind of thing. Yeah, it always confused me.
So, which means one scholar contradict himself. One time he said yes, next time he said no. And same point. Got it? And welcome to Islam.
So it's I find it difficult because if they say the Quran is perfect, but you have to use imperfect material like the tafsir and hadith to understand the perfect,
It's
it's
not
like
perfect.
almost no,
It's not perfect.
they
Yeah.
claim the Quran's perfect, but they don't claim
Yeah.
tafsir or hadith are perfect, but they have to use hadith and tafsir to understand Quran. So it's almost like I don't get it.
The tafsir
Yeah,
and not just only tafsir, sunnah books.
yeah.
The sunnah greater than Quran, which means tafsir and hadith
Mm.
and fiqh. Fiqh, which means fiqh, teach you how to enter to the bathroom, which like, how do you
Tradition,
wash? Yes, ablution, not ablution. Fiqh, we said. What we call fiqh in English? Let me see.
like tradition,
Same thing, same,
Ru-
something like that.
routine, ritual.
Yeah, routine of Islam. The routine
Okay.
of Islam. Yes. So we have in Sunnah, Hadith, and Tafsir,
Mm.
and Fiqh. That we call three of them. We call Sunnah. Sunnah greater than Quran. Why?
For Sunnis, right? For Sunnis, they
Yes,
say
for
Sunnah's great.
Sunni,
Yeah.
for
Okay.
Sunni. Even Shia, Shia never read Quran. They didn't read in Quran, Shia. Everything on Shia, only the Shia books, religion. You never see any Shia read Quran. Never. There
Interesting.
is gone. From that side is gone. Never mind about that side. Now we're talking about Sunnah. Shia, even they don't know how to read Quran in Arabic language. Even the scholars of Shia, they don't know
Yeah.
how to read Quran in Arabic language. Don't worry about those. Don't worry
Okay.
about Shia. Stay with Sunnah now.
Sure. Okay.
In Sunnah side, the Sunnah greater than Quran. Greater than Quran. Why? The Sunnah explained the Quran. The Sunnah bring the five pillars of Islam. The Sunnah explained the pillars of Islam. And the Quran, we can't understand it without Sunnah.
Mm.
Got it?
Yeah, I
We
got
can't.
it.
So which means Sunnah greater than Quran. Sunnah upgrade the Quran. Sunnah can judge the Quran according to scholars today also. Not just only the older scholars. The scholars today too. I don't know who is this guy. Let me mute myself for a second to see who is
Yeah, no
this.
problem.
Yeah. So that is welcome to Islam. So without Sunnah, Islam is nothing. Quran is nothing
Uh,
without Sunnah.
but the different types of Sunnis have a different understanding of Sunnah?
You have a lot of groups, a lot. Each group claim to other his heritage, kafir. Each group claim the other is kafir, which means inside the Sunnah you
Yeah.
have, for example, you have Ash'ari, Jahmi, Mu'attili, Maturidi, Baha'i, Sufi. Um, I said those. I'm talking about the main because
Mm-hmm.
each main now you have more than 15 main groups. Inside the main groups, each main have a more than 20 groups. Inside the 20 groups too, you have each one two or three different groups
Wow.
contradict each other. You got it?
I
Now,
got it.
for example, now Sophie today is not like Sophie yesterday. Inside, for example, the four groups of Islam of Sunnah. You have Hanafi,
Mm-hmm.
Hanbali, Maliki, Shafi'i. Inside the Shafi'i group, you have more than 10 groups.
Okay.
Inside the Hanafi group, you have more than 10 groups. So no one knows which one is correct. Everyone said, I am correct, the other wrong. Inside Sunni, I'm saying. Inside Sunni.
Mm.
And and the outside, you can see from outside, you can say, oh, Sunnah is one group. Wow. No, they're showing you one group. But if you ent- read it from inside, no, no. Even today, you have inside Hanbali madhab, they're fighting each other. Salafi and the other group fighting each
Literally,
other.
literally fighting. Like,
Yeah, yeah. In Syria, unalive each other with the guns. Unalive each other in Syria, in Iraq.
is is it over a specific issue or just
Yeah,
generally?
on a specific point. They didn't accept it.
Uh-huh.
Here it said Imam Ahmed said that. Here said no, Imam Ahmed didn't said that. Imam Ahmed said that, and they start fighting. And they call those is kafir, those is kafir, those is kafir, those is kafir.
So,
You
so for
never see.
example, in for Christianity, you have the two major groups are like the Orthodox and the Catholic. The differences aren't huge. Are the differences within the Sunnah very big, or are they kind of small
No,
details?
no, no. Small details in Christianity, but in a Sunnah, no big
Sunnah's
difference.
big details?
Big, big, big.
Like what?
Yeah, trust me. I used to be Salafi.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be Salafi. I know everything inside those groups. Even
Yeah.
now, if you go to my TikTok, I will share. I will share with you
Yeah.
one live stream. You will see both of them Sunni
Mm.
cursing each other, cursing scholars each other.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, now on TikTok, cursing each other scholars. No, don't go far. Don't go far. Did you see on YouTube the debating between Shamsi and Muhammad Hijab?
I'm familiar that they have some problem, but I don't know the details.
No,
Oh,
go
it's about the what was it called? I remember. It's about
Allah
the something
attribute
ruler.
Allah hand.
It's about the ruler. Can you
Yeah,
rebel? Yes,
this is
something like that.
now you can see little bit. There's just one point here we'll see. If you go
Yeah.
deepest, they don't love each other. They hate each other. They unalive each other.
Oh,
But
okay.
because you living in West Country,
Mm-hmm.
don't understand Arabic language
Yeah.
to see what's going on there. They're lying on you here in English side because you don't know.
Yeah, it's
because you
hard to tell the
can't
difference.
understand what they're talking about
Yeah.
for that. But why always attacking me in person? Watch all my videos. You never see one he came to directly answer my question. Why always attacking me in person? Before I do anything, just I have a question. Why if another Christian English side don't know anything about Arabic language or Islamic religion, you will see him always so cute, respectful, yay, wow, yay. But with me, starting with cursing, insulting. Why? Because they know I know everything about this garbage religion. For that, they can't lie on me. But on the English speaker, don't know
Mm.
anything about Islam or Arabic, they can lie. Very easy to lie on him. Very easy. They will using logic. They will using philosophic opinion to convince him. But with me, can't. Why? Because if you use logic, you are kafir, not Muslim anymore. I can tell him that. You are a kafir. Congratulations, you are not Muslim. You're using logic. Haram. With me, can't use logic. With me, can't use um, what we call a Greek philosophic opinion. He can't use it with me because haram. I will give you example. Now the oldest scholars, Ibn al-Haytham, Ibn al-Kindi, Ibn al-Jazri, Razi, Ibn Sina, those all big scholars, they
Mm.
analyze them. The Muslim analyze them. They saying those is kafir, zindiq, hypocrite, non-Muslim. Why? Because use logic. Got it?
Got it.
Because
Wow.
use logic and use opinion of philosophic words to explain. When you use that, you are not Muslim anymore. Why? Because Quran is literally. For example, when I said, for example, when the Muslim said Allah said in Quran, for example, he
Mm-hmm.
asked the devil, why you refuse to prostrate what I created with my own hand?
Mm-hmm.
Khalas. We take it literally. Allah said that. Khalas. We can't say no logically. No. Allah, He said literally that. You can't use logic. If you use logic, haram.
Does Quran say that the Quran has to be taken literally, or is this
Yes,
is literally
yes,
just yeah?
yes. And I have one debate with big scholar in Arabic side is in Arabic, but I will try to find some way to translate to English.
Mm-hmm.
On my YouTube channel, you can see it. If you go all the way down in Arabic, I ask one scholar
Yeah.
front of all, front of 1,500 person online with me. I ask him
Mm-hmm.
one question: did the Quran literal or spiritual? He said, no, nothing in Quran is spiritual. You will take it literally as is. Nothing spiritual in Quran, which means you pray. You wanna pray spiritually? Fasting. You wanna fast? You wanna understand fasting spiritually? Circling around the black stone. You wanna understand circling spiritually? It doesn't make sense. For that, the religion of Islam is literally. It's not spiritual.
So okay, do Muslims believe humans have like a soul or spirit or something like that, or do they think it's just
He,
all physical?
a human? Yeah, they
Yeah.
believe Allah created a soul for them.
Okay, but
Yes, they
they
believe
can't
that.
interact.
Even sorry, even they believing Allah create His own soul, spirit.
But the Muslim cannot interact with God on a spiritual level. It's
No,
only
no,
physical,
no.
literal thing. Okay.
For that, the Muslim cannot to pray in different language. He has to pray in Arabic language, and he has to facing black stone when he pray by direction of black stone. For example, I'm in Canada. I will see the direction from black stone where this side. Yes, east west. Yes, I will pray this side 100% to the black stone.
So
physically,
when
literally.
when a Muslim prays, there's no spiritual connection with God. It's like a what is it? It's just an act.
No, no, he's like job, like doing job, like you do your own
Mm,
job. Mm. But after the
yeah.
pray, you have a dua. We said dua. Like in English, we said a prayer.
Okay.
For that, the prayer, the prayer, big difference between Christianity and Islam. How? In Christianity, spiritually, we can whatever I'm sitting, I'm laying, whatever doesn't matter. Which direction? Just to close my eye, pray.
Yeah.
That prayer,
Mm-hmm.
not physical, spiritual, right?
Yeah.
In a
Heart with the
spirit, I
heart.
pray.
Yeah.
That is not in Islam. That in Islam we call dua.
Dua.
The
Okay.
prayer in Islam physical, in a body.
Okay.
The prayer in Islam with your body, exercise, physical. That we call the prayer in Islam.
Mm-hmm.
In Christianity, no. That is difference. Got it?
I remember you said once that Allah comes down to seventh heaven. Does he hear the dua or the prayer or both?
No, Allah came to her. Do you need anything? I am here.
I see.
In dua, I am here. Do you need even Muhammad? Look, Muhammad, he said, if you enter to the masjid or to pray, do
Mm-hmm.
not listen carefully. Crazy hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari. Do not spit front of you. Do not spit on right side. Spit under your leg. Why? Because when you pray, Allah front of you literally. For you didn't spit on Allah face.
Oh wait. Okay.
Muhammad said when you establish a prayer on masjid, do not spit front of you. Because Allah is in front of you.
Isn't the Kaaba supposed to be in front of you? So, it's
Yeah, but in masjid, I'm saying,
in
inside the
masjid.
masjid.
Okay. In masjid.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me
that's
bring this hadith.
yeah. I don't know how to
I
take
will, I
that.
will show you the hadith. Sunnah.com, let's see. In Sahih al-Bukhari, I read it before, but I will. Bukhari or Muslim, one of them. But let me a second.
This is Bukhari book 22, uh,
Found
number
it?
305.
Found
I
it?
volume 2, book 22, number 305, narrated by Anas.
Anas ibn Malik is a
Anas.
great companion. So at least
Yeah.
you found it, right?
It says the prophet said, whenever any one of you is in prayer, who is speaking in private to his Lord, and so he should neither spit in front of him nor on his right side, but to his left side under his left foot.
Because Allah in front of him. Mistranslation to Arabic to English. But at least give it the point, right? You reached the
It's
point.
he says he is speaking in private to his Lord.
No, this is not speaking in a private.
Okay.
In Arabic,
Yeah.
he said Allah front of him.
But you said Muslims believe
Give
it's
me give me
literally
the book name. Give me the book name.
this
Book
is
chapter.
volume 2, book 22,
Volume 2, believe.
number 305.
Volume 2, believe, number 305.
Yes.
So we said Sahih al-Bukhari, book 2, right?
Volume 2, book 22.
The book name,
Let me see the book name. Actions while praying.
Kitab
Translation of
al-Salah.
Sahih Bukhari, book 22.
Action was praying.
Yeah, that's what I found
Hadith
here.
number what?
305.
305. Kitab al-Salah, Kitab al-Hayd, 305. It's from sunnah.com?
No, I just it's a weird website.
Oh,
iium.edu. That was the one
okay.
it was a weird website I saw.
لا يبصق. I will bring it. I'll bring it. Because I read it, I memorize it.
Yeah.
لا يبصق. Hadith لا يبصق.
Oh. Now I'm on sunnah.com. It gives me a different citation. It says, okay, here,
I found it.
yeah.
Sahih Muslim. Sahih Muslim. Hadith number 1223.
Okay.
I will pull it up now in English in
Sure.
sunnah.com. Sunnah.com. I will show you this hadith from sunnah.com from Sahih Muslim. Either from Sahih Bukhari too. Okay, Sahih Muslim here in sunnah.com.
Mm.
Hadith number 547A. Let me show it on camera. And in Sahih al-Bukhari also. Look, for example, now this is in Sahih al-Bukhari
Yes.
406. He said, Abdullah ibn Umar, Allah's apostle, saw
Spitum. Yeah.
sputum on the wall of Masjid in the direction of the Qibla, which means black stone, and
Uh-huh.
scraped it off.
Oh. Yeah.
He faced the people and said, whenever any one of you is praying, he should not spit in front, see,
Uh-huh.
of him, because in the prayer, Allah in the front of him. Boom.
Wow.
See it?
I see it.
And in Sahih Muslim too, 547A, same thing. Because I memorized it, brother. I told you that translation you read it is not correct.
And so they believe literally in front?
Yeah, yeah. Why? Because you spit. If you, he said, the spit is literally or spiritually spit.
But I thought that okay, so in front means, are they saying Muhammad, I mean sorry, they're saying Allah is inside creation now?
Yeah, absolutely,
But
absolutely. That don't
but
need it to ask about it.
but isn't their opinion that Allah cannot, like shirk, right? You can't associate any creation, so there I don't know, it's confusing.
No, they associate Muhammad with Allah.
Yeah.
Muhammad in Surah At-Tawbah,
Yeah.
even in Surah Al-Zukhruf, even Surah Al-Araf, even Surah Muhammad. A lot of example I will give it to you. But Muhammad in Surah At-Tawbah, he is the
Mm.
most kind, most merciful. Who is the most kind, most merciful? Allah.
Yeah, God. Yeah.
Muhammad in most kind, most merciful. Even Obey Allah and His apostle. Like, for example, I'm telling you, obey
Father, Son, Holy
the
Spirit.
message. No,
Yeah.
no, 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 big difference.
Yeah.
Obey the message and the post guy.
Oh. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
That is associate. So Muhammad, who is Muhammad? Messenger. Which means
Mess.
messenger. He bring a message to me. Done.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So if I accept only the message, enough to be Muslim? No. The Muslim meaning, however, who believe in Muhammad. That meaning Muslim. In Arabic dictionary too, that meaning, however, who believe in Muhammad, that is a Muslim. They're lying on the people today saying, oh, Jesus is a Muslim. What? Are you crazy? How? Do Jesus believe in Muhammad? Which means Muhammad came before Jesus? It doesn't make sense. Did Jesus pray 5 times a day? Fasting Ramadan? Pay the charity? Facing a black stone when he pray? And he visiting a black stone because the Islam pillar is you will never be Muslim if you didn't take the 5 pillars of Islam, which means bear witness Allah and Muhammad and establish prayer 5 times a day. If you miss it one pray, you're not Muslim. You are sinner. You have to repent 5 times a day. Fasting Ramadan, 30 days each year. Pay the charity. If you didn't pay the charity, you are kafir. Because Umar and Abu Bakr analyzing the people, the Muslim people, because they stopped paying the charity and fasting, visiting Blackstone.
Mm.
حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا. Those
I
Islam
don't.
pillars.
Yeah, I don't remember Jesus doing those things.
So how can I call him Muslim? Oh, they will tell you Muslim meaning submission, submit himself to the God. Liar, liar. If I submit for now, for example, we have a Buddhist submit himself to Buddha. Can I call him Muslim? Can I call him Muslim? Absolutely not. I can't call him Muslim. Why? Because didn't believe in Muhammad, didn't fasting Ramadan, didn't take the Shahada, didn't praying 5 times a day. How can I call him Muslim? Muslim in Arabic, and I will give you one crazy verse from Quran. The Arab said in Quran, the Arab said, we have belief. Allah respond. He said, do not say you have belief. You are not believer. Say you are a Muslim. What? Believer is not Muslim? No, according to Allah. If
Uh,
believer, if believer not Muslim, which means non-believers Muslim. Got it? Let me give you the verse. قالت الأعراب أسلمنا. قالت الأعراب قل لا تقولوا آمنا بل قولوا أسلمنا. قالت الأعراب آمنا قل لا تقولوا آمنا بل قولوا أسلمنا. سورة الحجرات. I memorized the verse. I'm not memorizing which chapter.
mm.
Chapter 49, verse 14. Let me pull it up. 49:14.
Okay, I see it here. It says the Bedouin says, uh, "You do not say to them, you do not believe. You would rather say, you should rather say you have submitted."
See? Submitted according the opinion of those Dawah today liars, which means Muslim. Because in Arabic, let me show you. They're saying submitted or submission to the God, meaning Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those ignorant non-believers is a Muslims, according to this verse. Allah said
The
that, not me.
the verse continues and says, "For belief has not yet entered your hearts." What does that mean?
Because you are not believer.
Is it kind of like say it now and believe it later? Like say you submit now and believe kind of later? Is that what he's saying?
No, that meaning they claim it to be believers.
Uh-huh.
They claim it, the Arab claim it to be believers. Allah, he told him, no, you are not believers, you are a Muslim. So
Yeah, wow.
which means the Muslim is not believer, according to this verse. They will try thousand translation. Look, 1,000 translation, all of them fake. All of them fake. All of them. If you want to see the close translation, we go to where? Noble Quran. Mhm. Let me show you how to find Noble Quran from here. Mhm. Noble Quran. We go to where? I will give you this instruction. You will find a close translation. 49. We go to 14. Look here. Say
قالت
the
الأعراب
Bedouins.
ال
Sorry.
ال
We believe.
آمنا.
Well, let me load. This is so very low. We believe. Say not you believe, which means you are not believe.
Mm.
But say we
We have
have
submitted.
submitted.
We have submitted. Yeah.
And not sorry, and has not yet, but this is lie. Enter it, the faith in your hearts. So which means the submitted guys is not believers, right?
Hmm.
When you obeyed, when you obeyed Allah and his apostle, his partner, see, always when you obeyed Allah and his apostle, his partner, man, come on, he will deprive you of your deeds, anything. Indeed, Allah forgiving and most merciful. So do not, which means the believers is not Muslims. When he lie, told you Jesus is a Muslim, tell him Jesus believer or non-believer. If he said he's believer, tell him liar. He's not Muslim because Quran said that. And now let to destroy this point. Muhammad, what he said. They're asking Muhammad about who is a Muslim. Let me give you the hadith and you will read it for me, please. Because you will smash Allah now when you read this the hadith. Muslim من سلم الناس من يده ولسانه. Hmm. Okay, now from Sunan al-Nasa'i, Pastor. Hmm. This is sunnah.com. We go to Sunan al-Nasa'i, hadith
Okay.
number
Well,
4995.
it was narrated from Abu Huraira that the messenger of Allah said, the Muslim is the one from whose tongue and hand the people are safe, and the believer is the one from whom the people's lives and wealth are safe.
Boom.
The
Who's a
Muslim,
Muslim?
the one from whose tongue and hand the people are. That's the, can you explain that to me?
Yes.
Which,
So
which,
here
which,
Muhammad said,
yeah.
the Muslim, who is a Muslim? However, the people be safe from his insulting and from his fighting.
Also, he won't fight them or insult them if they're Muslims.
Yes.
Okay.
And he can't, and he proved it to me he is not Muslim, Muhammad, because he's always fighting in the battles, right?
Uh huh.
So which means Muhammad, according this hadith, authentic hadith, let me show you the great. Take screenshot, brother.
Okay, got
See
it.
the great, see the great, sahih, right? Which means
Mm-hmm.
authentic. Muhammad, he said, the Muslim is the one from whose tongue, which means didn't insult, and his hand, which means didn't kill, the people are safe. That is a Muslim. Which means Muhammad is Muslim? No, because Muhammad said, I have been commanded to fight those till accept Islam. Which means
Hmm.
Muhammad, according Muhammad, he is not Muslim. Muhammad, according Muhammad, he is not Muslim. Let me show you this hadith. أمرت أن أقاتل الناس. This is according Bukhari and Muslim from Riyadh al-Salihin 390. Messenger of Allah said, I have been commanded by Allah to fight people until they testified that there is no true God except Allah. Which means, according Muhammad, Muhammad is not Muslim, right?
Because he fights.
Yes, because the people not safe from his sword. And I will give you crazy hadith. Wait. نصرت بالرعب. Sahih Muslim. That is what Abu Huraira reported to us from the Messenger of Allah, peace be behind him, and he narrated some hadith, one of which is that the Messenger of Allah, peace be behind him, said, I have been what?
Helped by terror in the hearts of enemies. And I have been given words which are concise but comprehensive in meaning.
So Muhammad, he helped been by what?
Terror.
Terror in the heart of enemies. Which
Uh
means
huh.
Muhammad is a person, peaceful person. And a Muslim? No, Muhammad is not Muslim according Muhammad, right?
Hmm. I see.
Bro, this religion, if I continue to talk to you about this religion, trust me, 3 months without stopping and never finish. 3 months. I'm not finishing yet
Yeah.
because I studied this religion when I was 9 years old, when I was a child, till 33 years. How many years? If I study in a school, I will be doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to Islam.
Wow.
So that is Islam, brother. If you have any question, also you are very welcome.
Ooh, no, you told me a lot, Ahmed, and you answered the questions I had at the beginning. So thank you for talking with me.
You are very welcome, brother. God bless you, and I will pray for you to know the truth. And only
Okay.
one is the truth. Jesus Christ, trust me. Save your time. Trust
Take
me.
care. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Take care, brother.
Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye. Okay, brother and sister. For I be fair, any handicap worshiper Muslim, you wanna answer my question and prove to me what the difference between pagan and Islam? What the pagan Arab religion? What the difference between pagan Arab religion and Islam? Hmm? Who can prove to me? I'm waiting. Let me wait for 5 minutes if we have any Muslim he wanna answer or he wanna prove to me. Anyone he wanna prove to me I am wrong or give me the answer. The difference between Islam and Arab pagan religion, you are very welcome. Mm, yeah. Any Muslim here? Just click on the link and you will be there with me. Any Muslim here? Brothers, before I ended the live? MashaAllah, brother. MashaAllah. Guys, a brother and sister on YouTube. Do you know why I didn't open live stream on YouTube? Because I can see there is no support. Brother and sister didn't support the live stream, didn't support the channel. MashaAllah, brothers. So yeah, guys, any handicap worship, any brother Muslim wanna answer my question? Click on the link. What's the difference between Arab pagan religion and Islam? So I will stay only 2 minutes because the brother Sam Shamaon, he wanna open live stream I think after 20 minutes. I think after 20 minutes the brother Sam Shamaon he wanna open live stream. For that I will stay a little bit. Let's see Hebrew. Come on, Hebrew. I see you. Hello, Hebrew.
Hello.
How are you, sister?
Not bad. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, Jesus. Are you Muslim or Christian?
Well, I'm an ex-Christian.
Amen. Hallelujah. God bless. Yeah, your
Just bear
voice
with
is
me
not
here.
clear, sister. Go ahead. God bless you.
Sorry, I'm on my cell phone. So I just want to say something. Um, I've done a lot of research on Abrahamic groups. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
history, history. And one of the things I'm going back to the original text, and one of the thing in Islam or in the Quran is the word Makkah. Some people say it's only once in the Quran, but I don't even think it's once. But it's mentioned 48 times in the old 48 times in the Old Testament. Okay, and one of them is Isaiah, the chapter Isaiah. Now, the thing I'm trying to bring up over here is what is Makkah in the Old Testament? Makkah means wounds. You know what I mean? Like someone who gets a wound, a hurt, leprosy, and all these were considered as Makkah. And in those days, if you got sick and you got a disease, a pandemic, a plague, which is which is very common for that times, you were sent and you would not heal, you would be considered as a sinner because you disobeyed God. So God sort of, punished you and sent you this plague. Now, as a result of which, you were sent to a sort of a leprosy colony. You see it very often in all Roman movies. Okay. And yes, effectively. So this means that these leprosy colonies in English, in Hebrew, is called Makkah. And wherever there were Hebrews or even anyone else, this is common to the Middle East. This is not something that is only Jewish. It's a geographical and geological problem, and it's been there for thousands of years. But
So
the Hebrews institutionalized and mentioned it in the Old Testament. Now, everywhere there were Hebrews, you would find a Makkah. Okay, that means, and these Makkahs had to be very much like during the COVID times. They had to be away from the trade routes. They had to be away from, where the inhabitants were, the urban civilizations were. Guess where Yathrib was? Medina. Medina is very close to Makkah, and Makkah is not an oasis. It's not it's not on a trade route. They say, well, it was a huge caravan center. It's wrong. It's not even close to any caravan center, any trade route. There's no water, nothing. And the Hebrews would send you there to die. Because if not, you would,
okay,
if you would make the whole tribe sick. You know what I mean? And that is what Makkah really is. It's actually an
okay,
old concept of leprosy colony. Do you know anything about it?
okay. Can I give you one only one word that's enough to clarify what the Mecca in Bible meaning? If I
Yeah.
go to the original language,
Yes, Hebrew.
Hebrew, they said Bacha, not Mecca.
Okay.
Bacha.
So there is also
Bacha.
Makkah.
If you give me chance to
Okay,
answer, God
sorry,
bless you, sister.
sorry,
Thank you.
sorry. Go ahead.
I heard you clearly, and I be patient to understand your point. God bless you, sister.
Thank you.
If I go to the Hebrew language, same word. For example, in Psalms, so we said the Psalms, right? David book.
Psalms. Yes, the Psalms.
Psalms. If I go to chapter um, 84, we can see here he talking about, we read it Becca in English,
Mm-hmm.
but in Hebrew, Bacha, because this land, the people used to be crying there,
Mm-hmm.
scaring area,
Yeah.
scaring spot. The
Yes.
people used to be crying here. We said in Hebrew, Bacha. Bacha meaning crying,
Yes.
not Mecca,
Yes.
right? First. Second point, sister, I prove it from Islamic books.
Mm-hmm.
From Islamic books,
Mm-hmm.
there is no Kaaba, which means a black stone.
Mm-hmm.
There is no black stone before grandfather of Muhammad, Abdul Muttalib. And
Could be. Yeah.
I prove it. This today in Mecca, black stone used to be Aramaic church.
Uh,
Church
an
used
Aramaic
to be
church.
church. Yes, and I prove it. The real what we call the box, black box,
Mm-hmm.
Kaaba, we call it
Mm-hmm.
Kaaba in Arabic.
Mm-hmm.
They have during Muhammad time 28 different Kaaba in the area.
Yes, I agree.
Each each um, what we called in English, for example, family, big family.
Mm-hmm.
What we called in English, big family, because
Uh, A joint
قبيلة, we
family?
said, in Arabic we said قبيلة. Let me translate كلمة قبيلة, the word of قبيلة to English.
Well, I think
قبيلة.
it's joint family. Like a joint.
Tribe, 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 tribe. Each tribe,
Tribe.
yes, each tribe at that time has own Kaaba.
Yes.
Each tribe at that time has own Kaaba, but the main Kaaba used to be talking about in Quran, that is in a Batra in Jordan.
Petra. Okay, yeah.
Yes, because that Kaaba close to Sina. If I go, for example, one verse in Quran, I will give it to you. You will make sure 100% I'm correct. Let me give you this verse. Because Allah in Quran, He talked with the people of Mecca. He
Okay.
said, you will visit the people of Sodom and Amorah, those God destroy him at that time. Two cities. The two cities that God destroyed him. We call Sodom and Amorah in Arabic.
Mhm.
Allah He told the people of Mecca, you will visit him morning and afternoon. So if he meaning if the real Mecca in Saudi Arabia, so which means there is more than 3,000 kilometers between Jordan and Mecca, right? So
Yeah.
at that time there is no airplane. Even if you have airplane, right, at that time, they will take more than 8 hours to go and come,
Yeah.
right? It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Here Allah said you will visit him morning and afternoon. Boom.
Yes.
Let me show you the verse. Let me show you the verse. وَإِنَّكُمْ
Which is the number?
لَتَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهِمْ مُصْبِحِينَ. Chapter 37,
Mhm.
verse 137.
37 verse 137. Let me just write this down. I don't
I will
disagree
show it
with
in camera now to everybody in the future see it.
Okay, one chapter 37 verse 137. Well, no, I agree
Okay.
with you. I agree with you. I know
Yes,
that
look here, sister.
there's multiple meccas. They're multiple. They're not one because yeah.
37, if you watch your camera, sister. 37,
Mhm.
137.
Mhm.
In Arabic said, وَإِنَّكُمْ لَتَمُرُّونَ عَلَيْهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. Any translation, no problem.
I got it here. I got it here on my phone.
And indeed, you pass over them in the morning, but they forgot to say, no problem. See? So he talking about who? He talking about the people those used to be commit adultery and man with a man and blah blah blah, and the God destroyed him, two cities. Even in a Bible talk about it. Let me translate just the name Sodom
Um,
wa Amorah. Let me
sure.
show it those people in a people we talking about. Sodom wa Amorah في الكتاب المقدس. There is Genesis 19 talking about him.
Genesis 19.
Yes.
19 of what? 19.
Just go to Genesis 19. You will read the story about those two cities.
Oh, okay, okay. Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, okay. I know that.
Yes. Muhammad or even Allah, he talking about those two cities.
Yeah.
So those two cities in Saudi Arabia? No, in Jordan, right?
Yes. And there's
So
a.
how can
Go ahead.
they pass over them morning every day and afternoon to this two city from Mecca to Jordan? It doesn't make sense, which means the real Mecca that is in a Batra, close of them. Got
Yes.
it?
Yes, I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I absolutely agree. There's another proof that this all of this these verses, the history of the Quran is in the Levant, which is modern day Jordan and Israel, and that is the Zamzam well. The Zamzam comes from the word Zamani, the tribe Zamani, and they are
Yeah.
sort of, I think, an African tribe, but they are settled around Mount Seir. And Mount Seir in the Roman times, in Latin, is called Petra, the rock, the Petra, and that Petra is Jordan, is where you're talking about. So that's where the
Yeah.
original Zamzamani tribe was, and the
Yes.
well over there was the Zamzam well, and then afterwards it was shifted. Um,
Exactly.
Basically, long and short, no, I agree with you. I just wanted to know that I found Mecca in the Old Testament 48 times, and the translation is wounds, but I agree that the baka means crying. So my question is,
Yes.
why are they
And
crying for?
okay. So also in the Old Testament, he mentioned it to the tree of Bacha,
The tree
the
of baka?
tree. Yes. If you go to Psalms now for 84:6,
Okay,
I
just give
guess
me a moment.
6. Yes.
Psalms
Psalm
84:6.
84:6.
Okay, book of Psalms 84:6. Okay. Oh, no, here we go. This is better. Sorry. They pass to the valley of Baca. They make it a place of springs and autumns, and also covers with, and also rains also covers it with pools. That's what I got here. Autumn rains. They're talking about rains. Who's passing to the valley of Baca? And what do
So
you say
there
it
he
says?
mentioned it. He mentioned it to the trees here. Value of Mecca. Becca, not Mecca. Becca.
Baca, yeah.
Becca, because in English you don't have a kha. You
Is
don't
it
have the ladder kha. For that, you're writing for you, Becca. But used to be Bacha in
Baca?
Hebrew. Bacha. Yes.
And how do they say they translated to? What is the reason given for translating Baka to
If
Baka to
we
Baka?
open also what we call this أخبار الأيام in English. Just a second. أخبار الأيام in Old Testament. Let me open it book in the Bible from my side in Arabic to tell you which book exactly to read it, because here also he mentioned it in Bakka as a tree. أخبار الأيام. أها. الأول إصحاح 14. We said أخبار الأيام. Let me just count it. Which one exactly? After Samuel second, we have a King 1 and King 2, and after King's second king, what we call the first what?
Mm-hmm.
After second king, so
It's
we have first king and second king, and after that book, what we called in English,
hold on, Kings Chronicles.
Chronicles, First Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
in verse four, yeah, verse um 15.
Verse 15, Chronicles. Okay, here we go.
I
Chronicles.
open it in Arabic side in my side here.
Mm-hmm.
See, there you go. Verse 15. This one. Verse 15. He talking about the trees of Bakka. Bakha.
The trees of Baka.
See, called meaning here like um. Let me write it in Arabic. Balsam. Palm. Think. ضمد ببلسم
As
جنسية.
soon as you hear the
Yeah,
sound of
like some medicine coming out from this tree. For we use it today for the hair, and we use it for when take a shower for hair.
mm-hmm.
Balsam, we said. Yes. So he mentioned it also here to this tree, bakha, the tree of bakha. So in Saudi Arabia doesn't have those trees, balsam. The only in Jordan and Orshalim at that area, Syria, Jordan, or old Syria, big Syria. Between big Syria, when I said big Syria, which means from Syria to Jordan to Lebanon to Israel. That all we called before, we called big Syria. So only there you can see um, this is tree, balsam. Let me see if I found it on to see it exactly. شجرة البلسم. I will show you this is tree. Look, this is tree. He mentioned it here in Chronicles first. He mentioned it to this tree.
okay.
Said this is tree. You cannot see it in Saudi Arabia.
No,
Only in Syria.
I understand.
Yes.
I I
This
understand.
this is we called him Shajarat al Balsam. They mention it in First Chronicles, chapter 14. Bakha, Bakha tree.
Yeah, I did a search and I got Bakha here. B- Bakha. I did it.
Read the verse. If you read
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes,
verse,
I do. As,
yeah, read verse
as
15.
soon as you hear the sound of marching in the tops of the balsam trees, move out to battle because this will mean that God has marched out before you strike the camp of
Yes,
the foe.
in your translation, they didn't translate. They translate literally what the meaning here in this. But here in my Arabic book, they translate the tree of Bakka.
Okay.
Yes, let me show you because the meaning same mean. You in English gave you direct meaning, but in Arabic not. Look here. Um, this is Shajarat al Buka, and you can find it in Second Samuel 5, verse between 22 24. But let me translate this. Uh-huh. Okay, let me just put it on it. You see this? Uh-huh.
I got it. I see you.
Shajarat al Buka. If I go to, this is my son, a new baby. Let me
Six.
go to Google Translate. There you go.
I
Hmm.
think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basalam trees. Top of the basalam trees. What's a
See?
basalam?
Baka tree. See?
Okay. Basalam trees. What a a mulberry.
I
I'm
showed
just.
you the tree. I showed you the tree
Yeah, I
mentioned
see
there.
it. I see it. I see it.
Yes. So this also, this tree, mention it in that area
And there's
because this tree get the name from the area. For example, I said uh, the leaf from where? From that area. For example, I said um, oil of Tunis, right?
yeah.
Oil, the olives of oil from Tunis, for example, right? Or for example, I said Dodge, American Dodge, right? Which means the Dodge from America. And this is also uh, balsam tree
From
from Bakka because they said the Bakka tree, the Bakka tree. Always the Dawah Muslim in Arabic side using this to try. You see, Bakka here. Here Bakka, which means Mecca. خلاص, Mecca, accept Islam. No, Habibi. This he talking about the tree. A tree in Bakka. Do you have in Saudi Arabia same as tree? No,
No.
it doesn't have. Okay, don't mention it again to it. Right?
Yeah, I know. I knew that from day one. I knew that from day one. I mean, it's just a different opinions about it, but I knew that Bakka and Mecca is not the same.
Yes. And the main name is Bakha, what we call. And this area, Bakha, they have this tree.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, some specific tree never leave. For example, in Russia, they leave a specific area, right?
But yeah, of
So this
course.
tree living, for example, banana tree never. How can I said banana tree from Moscow? It doesn't make sense,
No,
right?
I
Same
understand.
thing. Balsam tree in Bakha area. That area have a balsam tree, and they use it for medicine. Yes.
Yes, so I agree. I agree with you. So no, I knew. I just wanted your opinion on it, but thank you so much for all the detailed explanation. It's really awesome. Thank you
God
for
bless
so
you,
much.
sister. You are very welcome. My pleasure. Because I study a sister before I be Christian. Before I accept the Christ, study every single point about everything.
Yes,
Even
I.
when I start to study the Bible, I made it a lot of a question attacking the Bible. I'm asking to give me answers, and I get the answers.
Yes, I agree that there's that. Look, I study before I talk. I mean, I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of cross checking. I connect the history to the geography to the
Yes,
geology,
you
and
have to.
I recreate the mosaic of its time.
Yes,
I cannot just take a line from a book and a metaphor and say yes, well, this is it and I'm going to convert. No, I need to know. I need deep learning. I've been on it for 30 years. So it's not something that someone will come up to me. No one comes up to me because they know exactly what I know. They know that, look,
yeah.
I'm not going to be turned around just like that. But I like listening to different opinions. But thank you so very much, Ahmed. It's really nice of you. And stay safe, my friend.
You are very welcome, sister. God bless you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you. Cheers. Take care.
You too, sister. Take care. Bye bye. Okay, so let me uh remove your guest because I can see it didn't show for you didn't show your face. Okay, so brother Sam Shamon, he wanna open live stream. I can accept last guest if he's Muslim. Please, brother Christian, don't send request for next time because brother Sam Shamon, he wanna open live stream now. So any Muslim, he wanna prove to me there is difference between the Arab pagan religion and Islam. Last call for you. Go ahead, prove to me. You can click on the link and you will be with me. Yeah, I'm waiting. Okay, so there is no Muslim trusting his religion. We will continue in the future if God willing. God bless you all, brother and sister. And I appreciate it for every brother and sister supporting the live stream, sharing, clicking on the, support different ways for the live stream and the channel. God bless you all. And peace of Christ be with you. We'll see you next live stream if God willing. Peace of Christ be with you all.